is absolutely amazing. Christian Oscar. It's gotta be. Does it have to be Kelly Marie Tran? Does it really have to be her? I like Kelly Marie Tran. I don't want to think of Rose Tico as one of the Milkshake Girls. I don't want to think of Rose Tico as Anita Sarkeesian. I don't want to think of Rose Tico as Zoe. I don't want to think of her that way, but that's what they're doing to my character now. This is actually kind of different. I didn't care about any of these other women. I wasn't involved in Gamergate. I kind of got on board with the comics cage after the Milkshake incident. I didn't understand what the Milkshake incident was even about. Now I do. I didn't care, but I do care about Rose Tico. I do care about this character. I like her being the kind of ironic mascot of this channel. She is Rose Tico is the worst character that I've ever seen in Star Wars other than Jar Jar Binks. And I feel like I conquered something by sort of learning to love something within myself. I feel like I stared into the maw of SJW's evil and laughed. And I said, you know what? I'm adopting Rose Tico for my own. Rose Tico was meant to irritate me. You can't irritate me. You guys cannot irritate me. I love Rose Tico. Deal with it. And now Rose Tico is God damn it. You're ruining my day. L337 was much, much worse. But we didn't know about her. And, I think that L337, you can harass L337. But does L337, the droid, have a Twitter account? Yeah, no. Yeah, if you wanted to harass that, it's such a droid is dead. The droid is now part of the one Flamingo. It's a whole other story. Everyone's somewhat about him. It is now I'm the one Flamingo. And you can't, L337 is in there now. Yeah, now it's Slave 1. Now L337 is actually Slave 1. Before so that is that's going on right now. You at this point now there's circling wagons that they've declared war. I honestly think the boycott is justified now, and I didn't think it was for solar. And I told you guys, I said, look, go see the movie Florence did. Maybe it's a bad movie. I don't think that they're fully in effect yet. Yeah, they're not being dickheads. I mean, they're being dickheads in games and video games and comic books. But they haven't gotten there still yet. Oh, they're there now. They are there now. So maybe we will. I might consider if I can I might do it and along with Jared, along with Jeff, along with class, along with Jesse, over at Mindless Entertainment, and for helmet kind of being by your side. That would be my privilege. That would be my pleasure. No, not no, um, let's see. So, Young Caleb, thank you for joining $10. Did you see when Ryan said he wanted to make movies that have to compete with other blood? So the first movie to make 100% potential money. The second movie makes 50%, the third 25%. Disney hiring. That is actually well stated. And yeah, I mean, of course, The Last Jedi was basically close to
Amy.
Force Awakens. Now, people like me saw The Force Awakens, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. Hey, Booker T, thank you, Ethan. You're looking real jack face. Thank you, Booker T. I don't. That is true. Somebody, by the way, somebody in the comments
working a little bit better.
Watched one of my videos, so I'm actually gonna go. So it's nice to hear something from Cat. Okay, yeah, so that is the plan. Brian Johnson basically posted also, and Force Awakens had a lot of and then, of course, Brian Johnson has the benefit of being real Brooks and of course, no relationship with Catholics whatsoever. I mean, that is the thing. You know, there's a Star Wars series, which actually don't care about. Are people really going to come? Are people really going to go see those movies? They don't even have Luke Skywalker in them. They have any Skywalkers in them. I can't imagine how that's going to work, but you know, we will see. Hopefully, all of this will screech to a halt. Joseph Citadino, thank you for $10. I can tell you the entire story of Ryan's trilogy right now. A perfect female lead with no flaws will go on a journey where she faces no trials and effortlessly defeats an all-white male dark side empire. Oh, that's great. Yeah, right up the script. There it is. Perfect. Perfect. That is box office gold right now. Let me tell you. Rick here, thanks for $2. Ryan Johnson is the alien from the Dark Star. Red Beard, thank you for $2. Is it too late to get a POC, Ivan Ortega? To get POC, oh, I get it. Is it too late to get person of color, Ivan Ortega? It's not going to get too late. It's not going to get too late to have Ivan Ortega fix it. And Ivan Ortega is on our side. He is, and what POC would mean, a lot of people say POC is crap. It's not a piece of crap. It's a person of color. So when you see them always and I think honestly, yeah, I would say it was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, you guys are all the TV in the chat. It's not a piece of crap. Remember that. Midnight Train TV, thank you for $2. You hear the rumors of the Office Sun in episode 9? Oh, I like that. I like that. The idea of the Office like Sun. Thank you. Fine. Right now, actually, on my desktop, I'm on sorry, not 717. 117 Casio. Cassio's placement will be worse. Thoughts? Yeah, I almost certainly think so. I am pretty sure.
It's pretty hot. Yeah, it's not comfortable. It's not boiling, but it's up there.
Kiri Hart is a woman. Kiri Hart.
And it's oil and wax too, so it holds heat. So I really do try not to get it on me.
And you would think that like they would go, oh well, this is my job. I want to go the other direction. I want to steer away from identity politics. That's how those AWs work. They don't work like that. I'm looking at the ceiling and rocking back and forth and crying. They don't work like that. They don't learn. They double down. And if they go, you know what? Oh yeah, well, and they do it even harder. So if Kiri Hart is to be the next president of Lucasfilm, I mean, expect all of these problems to be worse, to be exacerbated, big time, big time. It's going to be absolutely unreal. And I really hope, I mean, we're all hoping for Dave Filoni. I think that he would actually be professional. He would consider,
Hey, Attack, what's up?
More representation. So absolutely. But it would do a better job. I get the sense that he's going to be more keen on storytelling and more. Mufti and Jaws, you are far funnier than Colbert ever was. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I never thought Colbert was funny, but he was, unbearable. Insufferable. I can't stand him. I hate his big piano teeth in his mouth. I really don't like him. I hate his blacking glasses. By the way, I hate to say it, but I'll pull these off my face. Yeah, I got the Buddy Holly SJW spectacles on my face right now. Why? Why do I have them? I have them because I can't see anymore, and I have to wear like reading glasses to draw the detail. I know. I look so effing soy right now. I look so soy. I'm gonna shave my beard. I can't have them both. I can't wear contacts. I don't want to touch my eyes. I have a thing about my eyes. So, guys, I hear you. swear to God, I feel like Rachel Maddow. I can't stand it. But I have to draw detail. I'm drawing Cyberfrog, and did you guys see the new Cyberfrog piece? No, I'm not Will Wheaton. I'm not. There's no soy intake. I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm just being honest. There's no soy intake. Yeah, but I mean, I'm stuck with it. I am going to shave my beard. I have no choice. Babe, I gotta shave my beard. Why? Did you hear what she just said? All right, so Andrew, I said I'm gonna shave my beard. She said, no, you are not. I said, well, why not? She said, because the kids will tease you and call you kid face. All right, listen. I'm going to have to. Look, I won't wear these out. I'm just gonna wear them at my desk. I'm just gonna wear. I have to autograph this. I just have to wear them at my desk, and nobody will see me. Nobody will see me in these glasses, right? No, they look like they're soy boy glasses. They are, but they work really well. They're not fashionable. I won't wear them out. Nobody. Because I picked the biggest frame.
I've just got Ethan is live streaming right now. I've just got it playing in the background. Waiting to see if he draws. Because I'm going to request some cyber buns. I want to see what's doing back here. Uh-oh. Here it comes.
Here was my ideal thing. I told them I went into
it's not food.
And I said, I want to look like Robert.
You're not missing anything.
At the end of Casino. Do you remember that? Do you remember Robert De Niro at the end of Casino? He had those huge, gigantic glasses that took up half his head. That's what I was hoping for, but they didn't have anything like that. They were trying to. They thought they only wanted to be fashionable. I don't care about being fashionable. I just want to be able to see when I'm drawing. So this is where we're at. It is depressing. What are we doing here? Where are we at?
Looks like she's got a cut on her lip there. I think she was messing around and busted her lip on something.
She says it's okay.
What did you do?
Celtic Romulan, thank you for $5.
Did you bite your lip or?
Her successor is going to be another FJW. Just watch. Well, yeah, I mean that's definitely going to happen. That is definitely going to happen.
Got a busted lip.
Kara Rico Manchi, thank you for £5. Best way to learn about Gamergate was the chapter on it in Dangerous by Milo.
Who's got a busted lip?
How did your working with Jordan Peterson come about? Yeah. First of all, I love Milo. I think Milo is great. Milo, man, I wish he was still on those college tours, but I understand he ran into a little bit of trouble. You really do have to. You really do have to just tell the SJWs to go away. And I wish Milo were doing college. I loved watching videos of him while I was drawing. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. So how did I start working with Jordan Peterson? All right. So we have a mutual friend. A guy named Greg Hurwitz, and I did an interview video with him on this channel.
We got to do some work.
And I wrote Batman together. He wrote Batman, and I drew it.
I have work to do.
Greg Hurwitz's wife
can't work like this.
Daughter of actor Robert Blake. Okay. And so she is kind of.
She's got one little messed up toe.
Blake is he was one of the Little Rascals.
And her little toenail grows sideways.
What was that movie called?
You got a mutant toe. We don't make fun of you for your toe, though, right? We know you got a wacky toe.
So they kind of have connections in Hollywood. She is a clinical psychologist, and then so is Jordan Peterson. So that family is friendly with Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson wanted to do a book. He'd written this book.
All right.
And he had these kind of
inserts
in every chapter. And
oh shit, that wasn't good.
Works of art. And his
that
editor
wasn't
said,
good.
Hey, I don't know if copyright. These are just things you took off the internet, Jordan. You might not own the copyright to these photographs. We got
lucky there. Lucky there.
And Dr. Peterson, I should say, reached out to Greg Hurwitz, who we knew was comic book
Very
writer.
little.
Greg Hurwitz said, you know what?
If that would have been completely melted, that would have been a real mess.
And he's really, really good. And maybe you should meet him. Greg Hurwitz is a great big lib, but he's a classic lib. He's a great guy. He's not an SJW. He's just a liberal. And so they hooked me up, and I remember when I first spoke to Jordan Peterson was right at the time. When I was under siege. I mean, utterly under siege.
Yeah, she is a troublemaker. She's very clumsy.
Calling me a Nazi, and I really didn't know how to deal with it. I'd never experienced anything like that. I mean, how do you
Very clumsy cat.
Seriously, unironically saying that you're a Nazi? It was just too foreign to me. It was so odd, and it made me very unhappy, and it was very, very stressful on my family because just going on and on. So I told Jordan Peterson, I said, I don't know if it's safe. Like, I don't know if it's legitimately safe for me to do this book, to illustrate this book. I don't want any more trouble. I mean, you are controversial. I have my job at DC Comics to think about. I have a family to feed. I mean, I appreciate that this is going to pay a lot of money, but I don't know what's going to happen after that. And, like, I want the job, but I don't know if it's safe for me to do the job. And Jordan Peterson just said, this is terrible. He's just said, do you want to get on Skype and talk this through? So I want you to imagine being persecuted by SJWs, okay? And we've all been there. I mean, I think if you're in any way in the public eye and you are conservative, I hear it all the time. You will be persecuted by SJWs. It is absolutely horrible. Until you learn that, until you learn how to deal with it, I actually recommend you read Rocksteady's books on SJWs. SJWs always lie. SJWs always slow down. I think they are. Let's see. Okay, so I think you should read those to learn how to deal with that kind of an assault. And in the meantime, I talked to Jordan Peterson, and he gave me some great advice. I mean, I got personal counseling, one-on-one counseling from Jordan Peterson about how to cope with being under assault, SJW assault, and it was invaluable. It was absolutely invaluable. And I talked to my wife about it, and I said, you know what? Like, here's the thing. I'm going to do what I believe in. And not only that, like, working in comics is okay. There is money in it, and I was probably one of the higher paid comic artists in comics because I'd been at DC for so long, and I'd done some really good things for them. But it wasn't that great, and I wanted to get married and have a nice big wedding, and if I drew this book, I was going to make more than enough money to pay for our wedding. And Andrew and I wanted to get married, wanted to have friends and family over. So I said, I'm just going to do what I believe in. I believe in Jordan Peterson. I believe in what he has to say. I think he's a good man, and I'm going to illustrate it. And it took a little while for me to kind of arrange time in my schedule to do it. I buckled in and did it, and it ended up paying for our wedding. And of course, immediately the SJWs descended on me for it and called me transphobe. They said that I supported people who, Jordan Peterson, who hates trans people, et cetera, et cetera. I knew that not to be true, and I think from my experience up until that point, I think I was able to better cope with that kind of emotional blackmail, that kind of political bullying, and I don't regret it. Now, that is why I say in the opening, people say, why do you always mention that you illustrated Jordan Peterson's book at the beginning of all your videos? That's why I'm proud of it. It was a big step. It was a big, brave step to go ahead and do that. To just say, you know what, F you, I'm going to illustrate this book. If it has a poor effect on my reputation with my fellow peers, that these people are not people that I respect, These are not people that I need to worry about offending or making happy or appeasing. I'm going to do what I want to do, and I poured my heart into the book. I poured my heart into it. If you look at my illustrations in that book, you'll see I did not skimp. At no point did I skimp. I earned every penny that I was paid for that book with my hands. I mean, I earned every single penny. And yeah, Andrew and I took that money and we had a big wedding. We got married in November finally, and invited all our friends, invited all our family, invited zero SJWs, zero SJWs in the comics. Had a great time. It was like in Atlantic City at the Tropicana. It was awesome. It was just a big party. So that is the story of how. And Jordan Peterson loves the illustrations. I probably should have kept them and sold them if I was thinking about money. I wasn't thinking about money so much. I was thinking more about how what I got from knowing Jordan Peterson, which is a sense of calm, an ability to take control of who I am, wherever I am, assert myself, plant my 2 feet in the ground and say, this is who I am, and if you don't like it, you can go away. From that, I have gone off on my own. People say, well, why? Why are you not at DC Comics anymore? And there are rumors that I've been fired. Those are illiterate rumors. You can't be fired when you're a freelancer.
Well, the simple answer to that is
I simply work. I do work for them. That's like saying Jordan Peterson has fired you because you haven't done another book with him.
you're seeing the status of it. It's sitting there in the background. I'll be getting back to it, but I'm doing this first.
And no longer be overtly political. And that is not something I can live with. Not these days. Not these days. I can't do it. I cannot be quiet when this is happening all around me. When I see the comics industry kind of imploding under the weight of these terrible people. I can't do it. I do have to be myself. And we talked about it. We had it. Andrew and I went through a few very scary months where it was just like, look, the question is, do I believe in myself?
Well, I will definitely get back to it, but the timing is right for this.
And I look at Larfleeze, I look at Saint Walker, I look at the characters that I created for DC Comics. I look at the fact that they've been.
I've got Kumia's to do on another commission that was finalized today.
They've made lots and lots and lots of money.
Little guy, little spider guy was officially
why can't that be mine?
given the go.
I'm going to continue.
And that's going to be a cool one.
Drawing someone else's characters until my eyesight is completely gone and I have arthritis, and then what? At some point, you do have to step back and say, I'm going to do this for me now. I'm going to do this for me. All of the energy, all of my love, all of my imagination, all of my physical. I know this is deep, guys. Sorry. All of my physical labor is going to go into working for me and my family now. So what? I love to talk. If one of the things was, you can no longer talk anymore on social media. You can't be a political voice anymore. You can't do it because then it causes controversy. I understand that. That makes sense to me. DC is absolutely right about that. All right, so cool. I'm going to be my voice for myself. I'm going to do even more, social media activism than I ever did before. It's who I am inside. It's who I've always been. So I am going to do that here. That is what I'm doing. I won't ever talk about comics, really, because I don't think it's fair to use the insider knowledge that I have to sort of blast people in comics. And I don't think it's fair to criticize other people's comics either. It's just unwarranted. It's not right. But movies, hey, I'm an outsider. I'll talk about movies all I want to. And I will criticize and point out the things that are going on in Star Wars right now that are also going on in comics. And you can draw parallels, if you want, between what I'm saying about Star Wars and what you might see happening in the comic book industry. Feel free to do that. So, this is who I am. And, boom, set up the YouTube, talking freely, expressing myself, selling t-shirts with my ideas, my little slogans on them to you guys. People are so mad. The comics industry is so mad about the t-shirts. It is so funny. They're like, you're grifting by selling t-shirts. No, I'm just creating funny t-shirts that are high quality and people like them, and I'm selling them to people who want to wear them. It's not grifting. It's called business. It's called capitalism. We're doing great. The t-shirts are doing great. And then to take this, I mean, this was something that like Andrew and I. This is so personal, guys. I'm really sorry. But Andrew and I were just like hugging each other and just like, can we do this? Can we do Cyberfrog? Should we try to do this? You know, is this safe? Is this safe for our little family? We have a little baby. We're not, it's not like it's just us. We have a little baby. And then like, no, I don't want to, but to actually launch Cyberfrog and then to see this happen. And I said this to you guys. You know, I said, this is getting to be very Glenn Beck. I don't want to be Glenn Beck at all, even though, you know, it was Mormon. I said to you guys, at some point, what I'm going to do is this is going to be a trust exercise. I'm going to let go. I'm going to be myself. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to wrap my arms, fold my arms in front of my chest, close my eyes, and fall backwards, and just see if my fans will catch me. And boom! I mean, it's like it's so awesome. It is just so awesome. And then to think that you know, we're going to do more of this. We're going to do more of this. And to think when I look at this character, you know, it's like when I look at this character, I love this character. I love this character more than anything I've ever created anywhere. I love this character more than Atrocitus. I love this character more than the Stepford Cuckoos and Glob Herman over at Marvel. I love this character more than anything I've ever done. I think he's cool. I think he's great looking. I love him. I love Salamandroid. I haven't had a big chance to work too much on him, but god damn, is that cool. Um, you know, is God real? Or is just Jordan Peterson like really, really smart? Um, you know what I mean? It's just like, of course, um, that is a thing. I mean, that is a real thing. Just be able to say, all right, you know, I'm going to. I recognize what's going on around me is evil, and I'm going to respond counter to that, even though it's going to be painful, it's going to be inconvenient. My reputation is going to suffer in a lot of ways. You know, people still talk about me that I'm a Nazi, and they talk about me that I harass women and and people of color, and all of the things that they say, all of the ridiculous things that they say about people who they don't agree with. They still say those things, and they still hope that I'll fail. You know, I'm not failing. It doesn't look like I'm failing. And I owe it all to you guys. You know, so when I say at the end of all my videos that I love you and that at the end of my videos, I always have a thank you section where I show the credits to the people who support my Patreon. My Patreon's great. I mean, you know, that is just awesome beyond belief. But I always just thank you guys, and I mean it sincerely. You know, we owe everything to you guys, and so we'll never let you down. You know, we will absolutely never let you down, and do appreciate it. Kendall Napstar says I'm your official black friend. So that way I can say to SJWs, I have lots of black friends. I'm not racist. Ask Kendall. Yeah, I want to meet you all too. So, you know, the thing is, we're going to do this. People who are asking how we're going to tour and when, we're definitely going to tour. I want to get out and I want to promote Cyberfrog. I want to sell Cyberfrog comics and merchandise and all that thing. You know, all the convention stuff. As soon as Ava is, you know, old enough to go out, we're going to do it. We're going to have a great time. We're going to have a great time together. And I'm going to get to meet all of you. Absolutely all of you. I hope so. Oh, we should refresh this. Somebody says I'm at 172,997. Did we jump up? We did. Boom! That's exciting. That is very exciting. All right, let's read some more of these here. Some super chats. We got some super chats while I was talking. I was closing my eyes while I was talking. That's how I tried to access memory. What that was like. That sucked, man. You know, being harassed by SJW sucks. And while they're doing it, they're telling people that you're harassing people. And then they get like, I mean, they wrote like 4 ugly magazine articles, like news articles about me that were all full of goddamn lies. And it is a hateful hateful experience, and I learned to just despise them. And you'll see me on Twitter. I'm not messing around anymore. I will tell them where to go real quick. You know, you have to stand up to them. You have to. They are evil. They're not normal people. They're just not normal people. SJWs. You can't reason with them. You can't go, hey, like I'm a normal person. Like, can't we just we can agree to disagree? Can't we? No. They want to destroy you. They want to kill you. They want you to kill yourself. They are horrible, horrible people. Joseph said, "Did you know this for $5? I wonder what would happen if somebody did to media SJWs, like what SJWs do to media, other stuff, such as writing YA novels with conservative values." Well, you know, we are, you know, here's the
Yeah,
thing
he's
about
ready
that.
to lay
Like,
down.
this is it. You almost want to.
I should hook that up. It's got a bunch of loops and stuff on it. I could just do some beat matching.
And they can contain my ideas, and social ideas, maybe. I don't know. But I don't want you to come away from my comic book going, if you don't know who I am, like if you're just reading my book on, dude, that was written by, you know, a Trump supporter. I mean, you shouldn't be able to recognize that. Honestly, you know, you should read my comic books and just say that was a really good story, that was fun, that was rock and roll, it was sexy, it was violent, you know, it was everything that I want in a comic book about a frog. It's just escapism. But there is that temptation, isn't there, to just say, you know what, if they're doing it to us, we need to do it to them back. I haven't reached that point yet, and I don't want to. I don't want to be that guy. I'm not saying that nobody should do it. I'm just saying that it's not me, and it's not a point where it's not something that I want to do. I don't ever want to be the guy who writes conservative comic books to irritate the left. I want to irritate the left by being successful despite them. This is successful despite them. That's irritating. You know, that's awesome. Somebody give me $3. Can I get $3? Let me see. One sec. Oh, wait, somebody did. That was driving me nuts. Somebody just came in and gave me $3. Thank you so much. That was great. Oh, Matt did? Oh, thank you, Matt. We're at 173. My goal for tomorrow is to get to 175. So we gotta, you know, eventually we gotta crawl up to 200,000. That is where I would like to be. You know, and that way we can at least get these books done right back here. You can see them lurking in the background. So we want to get to 200,000. All right, let's see. Because reasons mentioned to us, you can be irritated. Cough. The Last Jedi cough. Yeah, that was that was irritating. I do admit. Rax the Hero. Thanks for $2. Cecil will play Luke in the reboot. Yeah, I think actually that would be funny. Like Cecil being in the Ryan Johnson trilogy would actually make it a little bit better. No problem there. Michael Pernesti, thank you for Canadian $27.99. Round Johnson understands Star Wars more than anyone. I understand a tampon more than that fool understands Star Wars, and I have no clue as to what they do. Sorry for the rant. I was stuck in enemy territory all day. I know how you feel, brother. Yeah, I don't think Ryan Johnson understands Star Wars. I don't think he does. Ethan Craig, thanks for $5. My fiance thinks we need social injustice warriors to combat this SJWs. I'm forced to agree. Sounds like a crossover event. No, because you know, we wouldn't call ourselves social injustice. We don't believe in injustice. But see, social justice. The reason why we call them SJWs is because social justice warriors is a completely ironic term. They don't fight for social justice. You know, they fight. They're far left extremists who basically fight for. They fight conservatives. They just want conservatives to suffer. They pretend that it's about equal rights. It's not. They have some weird racist ideas about white men being the source of all problems. They're third-rate feminists, and they're nuisances. And they're just basically ultimately nuisances that need to be eradicated.
Yeah, secretly, that's what I was doing. I had to keep taking breaks today so I could listen to some Kanye.
To feel safe and included, but not the way they do. Joseph says, Dino, thanks for another $5. Cecil should not play Luke in the reboot. He should reprise the role will play in 2018 Sonic movie Dr. Eggman. He'd be pretty good. He'd be pretty good. And then again, Joseph said, another $5. Finally, I think they should do a Dark Jar Jar and Dark Kiko anthology trilogy. No, seriously, that would totally redeem both of those characters. Let's see, Big Red. Oh, Big Red, your Kiko's on the way. Your Kiko's on the way. Barbarian Bunny, thanks for $2. Shave your head and grow a goatee. Instant badass. Here's the question. I'm gonna put this up out to the chat. Now this is more personal stuff, but we've got 1,400 people in here and change. How many people? We've got 1,469 people in here. All right. So if you have a receding hairline, you have just a slightly receding hairline. Do you get a hair transplant, like a good one, an expensive hair transplant to get your hairline back, or do you shave it bald? What do you do? Nope, nope, nope. Shave it, shave it, shave it. So you think I would be bald? Because I mean, it's not so bad. I mean, I could just no, I could get like hair transplants always a fake. What if they're expensive and good? You know, what if it's a job? Joe Rogan got one and regrets it. Just let it ride.
Rogan.
Shave. Most people are saying shave. Is it all men? What do the ladies think? Men, be quiet for a second. What do the ladies think? Ladies, hair transplant or shave? Lady says transplant. I'll bet you anything most of the ladies say transplant. Shave. Margaret says shave. Andrea says transplant. Yeah, look at this. Leon333 says, my friend got a $5,000 transplant because he was balding at 20. Looks so good now, I forgot he got it. Yeah, I think it would work. You know, I think it would work. I don't want, if I got my head shaved, I would look like Tor Johnson from Plan 9 from Outer Space. I don't know. You know, I don't know. I might put the lace top wig. White says maybe a transplant. It's just expensive. Yeah, bald watermelon. Like that's what you got to picture. You know. I don't know. Kiko wig. Yeah. If you grow your eyebrows out and then comb it over, that's a good. Yeah, whatever Andrea wants. I might do it. I might, I might do it. It's not like I'm going out in public for like a year too much. I could actually do it, and then nobody would say. You guys would know. You guys would be like, hey, yeah. MPM 1125 says you're married now. It doesn't matter. Yeah, but you know what? Like, I'm kind of. It kind of does matter. I have a feeling I'm gonna wind up on eBay. I have so many opportunities to be on TV, and it's like, yeah. I don't know. Is it soy? All right. So, yeah. I mean, I'll be on TV because, hey, tell us about this, tell us about that. It is the way it is. Transplant your back hairs on your head. Oh, that would work. A Mozart wig. That's my favorite so far. I like that Mozart wig. People are saying it's soy. I don't think it's soy. I don't think it's soy at all. Ethan is low-key admitting that the campaign is really a fun hair transplant. Dude. I wish I hadn't said that. I wish you hadn't written that. That's correct. I am drawing a Cyberfrog book entirely to fund hair on my head. You guys mind? It's a book. It's none of your business. You guys will be like, hey, you're rich now. Where did all that money go? I'll point to my head. And you'll be like, what the? All right, it doesn't matter. It's not that big a deal. All right, let's get back to the super chats here.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, everybody shaves it now, and you don't see just classically half bald guys anymore. You like with the hamburger head, where they got the bun on top, and then the burger's peeking out of the sides and the back of the bun. Used to see that all the time. You don't anymore. Everybody goes straight bald.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. I've been thinking about this today. Babyface might be making a comeback, and I don't mean the musician. I love Babyface. No, Babyface might be making a comeback because all of these soy boys have these beards, have these creepy pube beards. It's seriously like they look like, oh my god, dude, they look like hairy crotch coming right off the face. All these soy boys have the beard, and no, Babyface is not soy. Babyface is alpha, I think. I think a while ago, beard was alpha back when Army Rangers had beard. But now when the soy boys have beard, no, I have a beard too, guys. Uh, hmm, neck beards. What's a neck beard, by the way? What is a neck beard? Uh, yeah, I'm not sure. Pretty says you're a beta. I'm no beta, dude. Not at all. Yeah, I don't know what a neck beard is. I shave under my jaw. Like my beard, I shave my cheeks and I shave my under my jaw. Fat dude with a beard down his neck. Yeah, thanks, Laura Smith. I don't have that. I don't have that. What's a neck beard, huh? It's gross. Yeah, I don't have that at all. So I shave under my chin, and yeah, I'm no beta. You guys know that. Bro, Ethan's a total gamma. He's not a beta. He's not an alpha. He's a gamma. He doesn't have to be either. He can do whatever he wants. Yeah, when he wants it. Well, I don't know if that's what gamma is. I think gammas get pumped out by betas. I don't really know. All right, Big Red, 250K stretch goal, Uncle E's music CD. I just can't picture that because I don't know how to go about that. I don't know how. I'm barely going to be able to figure out how to print comics. That's going to be a big challenge for us. Making a CD, going into a music studio, recording a CD, it's just a lot of work. I mean that I don't get it. I don't know how to do it. Because reasons, thanks for $1 donation. Cecil is here. Thanks for $2. I just DM'd you a pic of me and my soy glasses. Nice. Because reasons, thanks for $2. What do you think about Dragon Ball Super? I don't have any opinion about it. I don't really watch any anime. I like the phrase Super Saiyan. I've changed it to Super Saiyan. But yeah, I don't know a lot about it. Australian 7.99. Thank you. Message retracted. Don't know who donated that, but thank you. Edward Coleman. Thanks for $9.99. Thinking of getting the $5,000 package. I'm not rich, but love your work. Good idea. Comic books have a special place in my heart. Being dyslexic, it was how I learned to read. Edward, if you're not rich, if you can't afford the $5,000, don't do it. If you can afford the $5,000, I think you'll enjoy seeing yourself as a character in Cyberfrog Bloodhunt. I think it would be kind of cool. You'll get to control who you are. The character will look like you. You'll get to control a little bit of your destiny. We'll talk it through, and whether you live or die is something that we can also work out. So think about it. Consider it. Avataz, thank you for $2. Do you get royalties from Atrocitus and Lark, please? The answer is yes. JP got Rockets, thanks for $5. You guys strong in chatting with fans, like a modern day Jack Kirby. People would visit him in his home, a basement, and his wife would make them lunch. Yeah, Andrea would totally do that too. She would totally do that. Is Ivan in here? Is Ivan Ortega in here? Ivan, where are you? Ivan, you're here. Hello, buddy. Thank you. Jeff Myers, thanks for $5. Success built on the original ideas of one who was always part of the machine will always be met with great lamentations of this time. It's scary. That's the other thing.
It's not a great head of hair.
What I'm doing is risky. This irritates people. First of all,
but it's something.
Destroyed me. They thought they destroyed me utterly, and my career was over. These dummies, these total and complete talentless beta males and weirdos and purple-haired land whales that currently inhabit the comic book industry. You fools. I'm supremely talented. I don't. Excuse me while I just explain something. I'm not really this egotistical. I don't mean to sound arrogant, but let me just say something to them, okay? And you guys understand this, all right? They attacked me because I voted for Trump every day, and they didn't like it. I'm supremely talented. I'm not just moderately talented. I didn't basically just kind of stumble into comics accidentally. I didn't come into comics, do nothing of any importance, and then fall out of it again. That's not who I am. I have God tier talent. Thank you. You go autistical. This is a little bit autistic, maybe. I am a humble comic artist and a humble T-shirt merchant. You have to understand, but I have to talk to these. I have to just say this. You can't get me out of comics if I don't want to go. You understand? You can't. You can't. I just do comics and people buy them. I'm really, really, really good. I'm not just kind of here and maybe people. No, I'm really, really, really good at what I do. Whatever I do, I will make money. If I decide to leave comics, and by the way, if I go into talk radio, like I'm doing right now, I will succeed at talk radio. It's like if I want to go into music, I will succeed at music. If I want to go into stand-up comedy, I will succeed gloriously at
Oh,
stand-up
don't
comedy.
do that.
If I want to make T-shirts,
Stay away from that stand-up comedy.
I will make a lot of money selling T-shirts with slogans on them. God tier talent. God tier talent. You fools, you little soy boys with your, goofy comics, whatever you're doing over there. I don't know who any of you are. You're all beneath my notice. You SJWs, I don't even know who the fuck you are. You understand? I don't know. Anywhere I go, I will succeed gloriously. Gloriously. And you will always sit there and go, why, how. It's just, you're seeing it happen. I'm doing a bunch of stuff at once. So anyway, this might be, you might call this, it's not narcissism, it's just the truth. These people have to be told. You don't have, when someone has legit skill and you can't stop them. You can't just tell, Eric Clapton that he can no longer be a rock star because of his politics. He's Eric Clapton. You know what I mean? And you just can't. So anyway, word is bond. That annoyed a lot of people. Probably a few people in this chat that they can go fuck themselves. All right, let's see. Excuse my language. This is supposed to be a family show. Wow, a lot of super chats here. Because every time I stop and I let go of the screen here, the super chats kind of disappear and they scroll forward, so I have to scroll back up and find where I left off. Alpha Azeru, thank you for $5. Ethan, what kind of advice would you give to an illustrator pursuing a career as a freelancer? Also, where did you get your elbow pads? Good question. All right, I'll take the first one first. Advice to give an illustrator pursuing a career as a freelancer. You have to be autonomous. You have to actually go and do your own work. You have to practice. You have to get. You have to be self-motivated. Other people will notice. Opportunities will come and knock on your door. Initially, pursue each one until you find one that's legit. My elbow pads. These are called spider pads. It's so dark. They're called spider elbow pads. You should find them on Amazon. I buy them on Amazon. They're about $40 a piece. They're great for me because I lean so hard on the desk. I steady my arms on my elbows when I draw, and for hours, for 10, 12 hours a day, and it just starts to cut through the cartilage of your elbows, and it just starts to become irritating. So I put those on, and a lot of people, Brad Walker from DC Comics was like, dude, I have towels under my elbows.
Josh Henry hasn't posted.
And I was like, yeah. I had bursitis in one of my elbows, a little bubble.
I don't think he realizes how important that group was, unless he's doing something else. But he's got all that crazy thing, that name dropping stuff he's doing on Twitter is such, if it's folly. He's making such a huge mistake doing that.
And yeah, I would advise people to get those, in any case, if you're going to spend long time.
There he goes.
KR, thanks for $2. Never going to give you up. Never going to let you down. Never going to run around. Joe M, thanks for $2. Just how entertainment should be. Just good sorts. That's right. So I don't want to, it's like, even SJWs, you want to read my book, you're welcome to. You won't be put off by it unless you just don't like frogs. Daniel Ramon, thank you for $2. Who is the villain of Rainbow Brute? The Care Bears are. And also the Thundercloud Men. Basically, the Rainbow Fairies, of whom Rainbow Brute is one, can only exist when the Thundercloud Men, who are basically living animated raindrops, are defeated. Yeah, but that's all. He should be doing that all day, but he's making some weird decisions, though, with that. They're
stuff he does on Twitter. He sits around and he just like, mentions people. And I know exactly what he's up to. He's not being slick. He's hoping one of these people will say, "Oh, wow, this guy, what a nice compliment. I should reach out to this guy." That's all he's doing. Mr. Transparent.
Ian Aldrich, hello. Thanks for 2 hours. Uncle E, are you still doing Patreon perks? Yeah, I gotta mail them out. I've got, if you sign up for the $200 level, it looks like you're gonna get a sketch now, instead of a page of original art. I might just change it entirely. Yeah, you will get, I'm gonna mail out books and everything for the month of June. Michael Pronesti, thank you for Canadian $6.99. Uncle Ethan, it's clear SJWs aren't creative or all that bright. How the hell did they infest everything that used to be awesome? All it takes is for one to get in, and then he lets all his friends in. And I'm telling you right now, at DC Comics, there is one in editorial, and he's letting all his friends in. So if you're wondering, if you see SJWs enter into DC Comics, they're all entering in one door, and it's not going to be long. The same thing happens everywhere. It happens at Marvel. It's going to happen. It happened at Star Wars. It happens in video games. One SJW finds a place of power and then lets all his friends in. And before too long, they take up leadership positions and all that stuff. Harry Weston, thanks for $5. SJWs accuse everybody of being racist and sexist in order to prove their moral superiority. Well, yeah, I mean, it kind of silences opposition. Nobody wants to be thought of as racist or sexist. You can think of me as sexist, I don't really care, but I'm not racist. You might be sexist, though. I talk about women making me sandwiches a lot. And women do irritate me. Like the blue-haired land whale women irritate me. Let me hear it from the chat. Does that make me sexist? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm sexist. Me too, is emotionally impulsive. No, some people, no, not really. Facts aren't sexist. Yeah, most people are saying no. I'm shocked. Yeah, makes me human. I wouldn't say I'm sexist. I would say I'm a little bit of like a 1950s chauvinist. You know what I mean? Like a chauvinist, like a feminist of the 1960s would call me a chauvinist. But am I sexist? Do I want women to suffer? No, not at all. I just, I like women an awful lot, and the way men like women, and I do want women to make me a sandwich. I like to serve the sandwich. Chet Thomas, thank you for $1.99. Do what I do and cut it super close, like 1/8. Oh, like just, yeah. It's a thought. Tall with a bushy beard, most anti-soy look. Okay. Loki Laupison, thank you for $5. Google bad hair transplants and then compare it to what can go wrong, and then compare to shaving. Shave it, Breaking Bad style. That's a lot to think about. Merk Wade, thanks for $2. On your Facebook photo of you, you in soy glasses. I'm not wearing soy glasses on my Facebook profile. Am I? I don't think so. I think it's like my wedding picture or something like that. I don't know. I have to look. I'll go look. Yanni Hole, thank you for Mexican $20. A good hair transplant looks great. Don't skimp. Yeah, I would have to spend the money. Chris Abrams, thanks for $1.99. For bald spot, use soy juice. LOL, you rock, Uncle E. Soy juice. Ew, that's gonna make it worse. Karafumachi, thank you for £2. Awesome answer to my question. Thank you. Yanni Hole, $50. Mexican, still torch with his blood and injected into your head. That guy's got a great head of hair. I mean, I have to say, that guy, he has a big pompadour. I don't know if it's real, but it's pretty good. Porphyrogenitus says, do not get the laser surgery. I got it, I regret it. You mean for the eyes? I'm afraid of my eyes. I'm afraid of anything touching my eyes. I'm afraid of, all that. So, okay, yeah, so you're saying don't do that. I'm happy wearing these glasses when I draw. I don't have to wear them outdoors. I don't need them to drive. I don't need them to see anything else. It's just in the morning now, when I get up and try to focus my eyes on my art, I'm seeing double. And so I need these big glasses. And
he's doing a lot of Twitter, but he's doing that weird name drop thing. And it's really not name dropping. It's just this mentioning thing that he's doing that's really, really strange.
I was like, that's what I want. They didn't have them. And I wanted to magnify my eyes. glasses really big? That's what I should have asked. I should have said, will these magnify my eyes? I want to look
Well,
like a
we're
nose
staying
in my
with the
chair, just
with the booty for
gigantic.
now.
God
I
knows
think
your
that
wife
looks
would
pretty
look at
good.
glasses, but oh my God, that
Been
would be
working on that a little
so
bit.
funny if I could get huge glasses with like lenses the size
Not
of
too
one bread
bad.
slices that actually magnified my eyes. So people came in, yeah, like it was like
In
a
fact,
frog.
that I might make that a little more round.
Let's see, where are we here? Big Red, thanks for $2. Surgeon General warning: hair plugs cause soy face.
I don't know if he's going to draw tonight, but
Gio Brando, thanks for $5. Did you see Gears of War 3 at E3? They had a trailer with Funko Pops. It was pretty rage-inducing. They also called everybody sexist. I'm sorry. That's great. Oh my God. Yeah, I like that. I like that they had Funko Pops. They had a trailer with Funko Pops that pissed everyone off, and then they called everyone sexist. I love it. I'm telling you, I identify these things properly. When I say Funko Pops are part of the problem, POP part of the problem, oh, we just raised another $300. I mean it. I mean, that is absolutely true. Like, Funko Pop goes along with SJW. I don't know why. I don't know why. Ivan Ortega, thank you for $2. You are an Omega. The Alpha and the Omega. It's on the end of everything. On the end. Yeah, I don't know if Omega is good or not. I don't really know. Yeah, don't be a pop, be a POS. If you can be a POC POS, which is a person of color part of the solution, that is probably the ultimate. So, do we have any POCs here? If you're a POC, say yes, I'm a POC. And you whiteys, you be quiet. I want to see POCs. We have no POCs in here. Nicholas Dunn, I haven't gotten your super chat yet. Yeah, POC, half POC. Yes, here come the POCs. All right. You guys, hello too. We love you. You are now POC POS, which is person of color part of the solution. You do not want to be a POC POP. That's a person of color part of the problem. And it means you have a big bobblehead. You don't want to have a big bobblehead. Be a POC POS. And that is the ideal thing. Nick says he's a POC like Sean King. Well, I mean, Sean King has chosen to become a person of color. I don't care if he is or not, honestly. Whatever. He's irritating. All right, let's see. I missed the super chat. I'm scrolling down. I don't feel like I missed one, but I'll scroll all the way back and double check. Rajalan 70, thanks for $5. Bald is fine as long as you have a goatee and never ever smile. Oh, so you have to be like Lex Luthor. You have to be like angry all the time. I can't. I laugh a lot. Rex the Hero, thanks for $2. Dragon Ball Super is gay. DB Heroes will be better. What do you guys think of that? Is Dragon Ball Super gay? Let me know your opinion about that. I don't know. I don't know if it's gay or not. Rick, thank you for $10. Hello, Uncle Ethan. I'm curious. What's your opinion about Ronald Moore and Glenn Larson as sci-fi writers? And could they be capable of writing, directing a good Star Wars story? Okay, so people are saying, yeah, he gay, it gay. A lot of people, no. Some people say no, it's not gay. But some people are saying it is gay. So it's yeah, it's hard to say. It seems to be non-binary at this point. I don't think it's gay or not gay. No, people want to know if Dragon Ball Super is gay. It's gayer than gay. It's a little gay. If it's gay, it's okay. It's just I don't know if it is or not. Ronald Moore and Glenn Larson as sci-fi writers. Rick, you're gonna have to excuse me. I don't know who Ronald Moore and Glenn Larson are. I don't know who they are. What are they? I'm gonna have to look them up. Cecil is dick in comics and $6. Do not share that pic. By the way, you almost cried. LOL. I almost cry all the time when I think about all of my blessings. I almost cry. I receive more blessings than I'm capable of handling, and I do appreciate it. I have a heart. You know, it's like I'm not all. I know it seems like I'm putting on an act, like other people are. Cecil, I'm not. I don't put on an act. I actually have a heart. Daniel Stone, thank you for $4.99. Thanks for wishing me well on Twitter last night. Your contact with your followers is why we're fiercely loyal and supportive. You're welcome, Daniel. best wishes from Montana. Joseph Citadino, thank you for $5. Ethan Nectar can also refer to those creepy socially awkward guys who wear a trench coat and fedora, and watch My Little Pony and then rock them. Yeah, I have. When it comes to My Little Pony, I try not to think about it too hard, because I've met some people that I like who are bronies, and it's like, okay, like my initial reaction to men who like My Little Pony is not good. It's not a positive reaction, so I keep it to myself. I'm sure that the fact that I was watching the Patty Duke show today might be weird to some people. It's not though. It's not. A hot dog makes her lose control. It's a good show. But so My Little Pony, okay, it's like yeah. I leave it to myself. I prefer if they would like My Gertie Stallion, but we'll get them into that. Nicholas Glenn, thank you for $1.99. Have you met Stanley, and do you have any stories? Yes, I've met Stanley many times, many times, and did an interview with him. Let me see if I even have that here. Let me see if I have that on video. I mean, the good thing about doing these multiple iPads, I know you guys make fun of my iPads, but it is good in a way because I'm gonna be able to just call up an interview with Stan Lee, right? I mean that. Yeah, Stanley. I'll tell you. I don't know. Maybe I'll tell this story. This made me laugh so hard about Stan Lee. Stanley, he has been spending way too much time being dragged from convention to convention. And he goes to these conventions, and all he does is sign his name over and over again. And I have to wonder. I mean, I really do wonder, like, who is making him do this? Why is Stan Lee, at his age, going around to so many shows and aggressively signing autographs? Why? So that is confusing, but it does put him in a bad mood. It does seem like he's being exploited. So, oh my God, I'm gonna say he said this to me, so I'm gonna say it. I don't care. He did say this to me. This is gonna upset some of his fans. So I said to him, "How can cousins be identical?" I don't know. It's the foundation of the whole show, not even the show. Sitting there talking to him, and I said, "Hey, Stan," and he was grumbling about having to sign all these books, and he said, these motherfuckers," and he's cursing while he's signing these comics, and I go, "Stan," and I'm laughing because it's funny. Like there are stacks and stacks of comics that he's got to sign. We're in a back room, and he goes, "These guys, I can't take it." I'm like, "Is it fun at all? Are you enjoying it at all?" And he's like, "Nah, I hate this. These people don't care about me." And I'm just like, "Stan, these are your fans. Like these are your dearest fans. Like these are." He's like, "These are nobody's fans. These are my fans. I can't stand these people. The minute that I finish signing these books, they're gonna go right up on eBay and sell them." I'm like, "No, these are gonna be family heirlooms, Stanley. You have to understand. I know it's probably you're probably tired of it, but like this means a lot to people. These are your fans. These are not my fans. I'll tell you what. Line up my fans and give me a machine gun." It was the best thing. "Line them up and give me a machine gun," he said. It was the best thing I've ever heard, and oh my God, dude, it was fantastic. Thank you for the compliment on my impression. Stan Lee said, "Line up my fans and get me a machine gun." Every time, and and then I turned on the camera. I asked if he would do a little interview, and he became Stan Lee, just like that. "Hey Stan, who's your favorite Spider-Man villain?" And he's like, "I hate them all. Hey, shame on those villains. Shame on them. They're naughty. We don't like any of the villains." So he just immediately became Stan Lee. But oh my God, dude, it was the best thing ever. And I told that story once to somebody in a car, and they got really depressed. And so I decided I would never tell them again. I'd never tell anyone again. But yeah, he is fed up. He's had enough of it. Honestly, when you see him signing those comics, he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to be sitting there signing those comics, and he's unhappy about it. And so when I see him signing those comics, I am also unhappy for him. All right, so there you go. There's my Stan Lee story. I hope you enjoyed it. Anonymous, thank you for $2. How do you unbrainwash an SJW? I kick them out of the basement and make them pay their own bills. Jake Foley, thanks for $5. How Entertainment legally owns Stanley's name. He recently sued them for $1 billion over this. Wow. Yeah. Braxton, like nobody should legally own Stanley's name. Stanley should own it. Braxton Hero, thanks for $2. Stan said he'd never want any of the DC characters. He doesn't care. That's honestly. I think he really cares. You know, yeah. Planet Musk Vlog, thanks for $1.99. Just sold that story on eBay. Okay, good. Oh my God. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. That was a nice moment. I've met Stanley quite a few times, like taking pictures with him, and you know, every single time that I've met him, honestly, I'm introduced to him, and you know, people, his handler will say, "Hey, you know, this is Ethan Van Sciver. He draws Green Lantern," and Stan's like, "Oh, I love Green Lantern. I love the Green Lantern. He's and he'll go on to, and then give me a hug. It's just so nice. You know, he's really, really good. He's good at being who you want him to be. But you know, I guess when you catch him in private, like he's got a stack of books to sign, like Rumpelstiltskin. He's had enough. Yeah, he's had enough. And I wish. Yeah, Stanley probably does hate the Green Lantern. But yeah, KSS says Stanley was just venting. I think he's disappointed.
I agree. That one's used up.
It hurts from all the signing all day. That's correct. That's correct. Rumor has it he's being exploited in this, so I don't know anything about any of that.
Isn't that weird? How, I mean, you know, that was, people were saying that
somehow
years ago. And then all of a sudden, it just becomes like the go-to insult.
While he sits on the beach and does whatever he wants to do. Missed a super chat? Whose super chat did I miss? Did somebody tell me? I feel like I got them all. I'm scrolling back. Let's see. Jeff Myers, $5. Everything has to be ironic to SJWs. They want to deny the baseline of morality and normalcy to make them feel better that they don't need it. But yeah, well, that is a good point. Oh, I missed a lot of them. Immortal Coil, thanks for $5. Maybe the sound effect of the giant wasp's wings is SJW. It like makes a shtua noise, I guess. Ian Aldridge, thanks for $2. I'm a POS. Does that count? You're a part of the solution. It does count. Cosmic Soldier, thanks for $2. Pop goes with SJW because they're also posers. Yeah, they're like fake. Like I feel like people who collect pops aren't really specifically into any pop culture icon. They are just you know, pop is perfect because it's like you can kind of collect something that's all the same. Hey, it's a little bit of everything. They're just fake. It's like fake fandom. Logan Lauren, thank you for $2. Hey, Ethan, just sending some love your way. Thanks, Logan. Love you too. Appreciate it. Thank you for the $2. SR2 Joker, thanks for $5. It isn't narcissistic EBS. Oh, this is one I was telling SJW, so that's great. It isn't narcissistic EBS. It is important to point to hard work, talent, and confidence. The SJWs hate those things, the meritocracy. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, they think they can be replaced. They think they can replace me because they have better values. So
Sunday. It's Sunday.
It's like, I'm sorry, but that's just not how the real world works, little guys.
The schedule is all messed up.
I have an idea for a new tier. Sell naming rights on businesses that were destroyed while Cyberfrog was asleep. That's a neat idea. Darth Vader. Oh, I missed a lot of chats. Thanks for $5. Your art in Green Lantern Rebirth got me in the comments. No BS. You are supremely talented. SJWs can suck it. Can't wait for Cyberfrog. Darth Vader, thank you so much. A lot of people, I think, fell back into comics with Green Lantern Rebirth. I do hear about that a lot. You know, Green Lantern Rebirth is a re-entry point in the comics. And God willing, you know, that's what this is too. You know, reaching out to people who are not necessarily in comics right now and saying, hey, you know, you're in the Star Wars fandom. And,
you know, that timeline is about correct for that because it would have been boomers that pretty much. Well, no, I think it was probably Gen X that really started throwing that around in the mid-90s. I would think, unless my timeline is way off.
What do you think of the Green Lantern movie? I only watched the first 45 minutes of it. By the way, if you guys want to rent the Green Lantern Blu-ray, and you don't, but if you do, and you watch the extra features...
Maybe, what's after Gen X? What are you gonna do? I know what comes next. All right? Don't surprise me with it. Come on. Come on. Yep.
And it's pretty
Do
cool.
it when I'm ready for you.
Green Lantern, and it's like before Ethan Van Sciver and then becoming Ethan Van Sciver. So it is pretty neat. Not the TV show, the movie.
She will try to jump sometimes, and if she doesn't make it all the way, which she usually doesn't because she's clumsy, she'll like dig her claws into my legs and try to climb the rest of the way up. It's horrible.
So the movie, to me, I saw 45 minutes of it, and I was like, what is this? TV show was excellent. The animated series, excellent, perfect. Rhino4563, thanks for $5. Beautiful Sunbeam, Uncle Red Commander. We need you to campaign against.
No, isn't there one between? Isn't there one between X and Millennials?
No plans.
Isn't there a Y?
I might just go and walk around because some friends will be there, but no plans to camp out and be part of the convention. It's just ill. It's a pain.
I thought there was one in between
I don't want to draw for people anymore.
X and the Millens.
So stressful. I want to be at peace. Maybe I'll broadcast from there. Maybe I'll walk around and just do, some live chats or something, like live streams from NYCC. Campaign against Colbert. I don't know if I just don't want to get into it with Colbert. I don't like him. I don't even want to think about him.
I think technically, though, I think it is a thing.
The worst is when a family member gives you a pot you didn't ask for as a gift just
because my brother is not. He's younger, but he's not a millennial.
I'm just like, I don't know what to do with this. But now we do know what to do with it. Back over it with your car.
Are they? Gen Y is millennial? Okay. Well, that's unfortunate for him.
My wife started spewing SJW justifications about The Last Jedi and Soylent. I successfully argued fortunately, we don't have those problems in my household. But
what did you do to that lip? What did you do to that lip?
Jaeger Mom, thanks for $5. If you're a gambling man, what are the
jumping? I bet you missed a jump.
I would say they are 2-1 that he's going to get canceled. Also, which one is in a worse state, DC or Star Wars? DCEU is in a way worse state than Star Wars. It's a catastrophe. I hate to say that, but it is absolutely true. And then announcing the Joker movie, I just
terrifying monster.
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to do about that. It's just shrug. Ethan, serious question. How do you really honestly feel about Kelly Marie Tran? Rose Tico in a non-ironic way asks Kale the poet.
Gotta go out here.
Let's see.
Gotta go out here. I can't work like that.
Way. When I first saw The Last Jedi, I've explained this a few times. I'm never really ironic in the sense that I'm telling you something that
later on.
That my sense of irony is just.
Well, she wants to sit my lap, and I can't work like that.
When I tell you I like Rose Tico, I kind of do like
no.
Rose Tico. And the reason why I like Rose Tico is
because
when I saw her in the movie, after having been pumped up by SJWs and comments about how great of a character she was.
As soon as I sat down, she ran right back in. So underneath my desk, straight down here, is a subwoofer. And she gets on that subwoofer and then goes to jump in between, I would say, well, between my knees and the desk, which is maybe 6 inches. So she tries to jump horizontally through the air, through that space, and it always ends up with claws into the top of my legs. And it's horrible. So I have to try to head her off when she does that.
Yeah, and because she prevented him,
and she is persistent. She does not give up. I'll take her out of here. She'll run back in. I'll say no. She'll stop, and then 10 seconds later, she goes for it again.
It took me a little while to kind of cope with the reality of Rose Tico. You'll see some early videos that I made about when I was first coping with The Last Jedi, and some of them are pretty angry. Like, there's one where I'm just like shocked at the number of Rose Tico toys that they're making, the fact that Rose Tico toys aren't selling, and then I kind of give myself over to it. Like, you know what? Nobody's buying these. This character didn't work, and so I'm going to take this character on. This character is a representation, a physical representation of the failure of SJW ideas. And so, as such, and by the way, Kelly Marie Tran seems like a sweetie pie. I've seen interviews with her now, and I saw her at the Golden Globes, I think, or was it the Oscars, with Mark Hamill. She was great, and I'm sure she didn't. None of this is her fault. She doesn't seem like a great big SJW herself. She was forced into this role. She accepted the role, but I mean, the character was kind of already designed and created for her. The makeup, the costume, the dialogue. She had no choice. I feel sorry for her. I also feel sorry for her because all of her action figures are stacked up on shelves. Nobody bought one. Nobody bought one, and I don't blame them. There's no reason to make one, much less four. Why did they make four Rose Tico action figures? Finn only had two. Why did they make four Rose Tico action figures? It's so odd. It's so weird. And so does it surprise me that they not only used her as a pawn to just sort of strut around and sort of embrace themselves and their own bad kind of like, hey, we embrace diversity and you know all this stuff. Like it's all about kind of self-love with SJWs. We did this. We put an Asian. You're all white. You're all white people. Basically you're saying that people of color depend on you as a gateway into entertainment. Like, yeah, you can put people of color in Star Wars. They have to go through you, though, don't they? They have to go through you to get there. And then you can pat yourself on the back while you give her a terrible character to portray. And you can humiliate her while her action figures sit on the shelves and nobody buys them and they get reduced to 3 cents at Walmart. And then finally, you can ultimately humiliate her by using her as an excuse to attack the people, your fans, who are sick and tired of the terrible job you're doing on Star Wars. So she's a fascinating, pivotal character. I can't help but be obsessed.
Yeah, I like cat. I'm definitely a cat person. I'm not a dog person.
I bought a ton of her action figures off the shelf. I couldn't stand seeing them sitting there, and I knew that she represented something important. And because of that, I kind of grew to like her. It's kind of like
Maybe it's that.
Puppy dog that's been abused.
And they're like, someone was saying there's some kind of there could be a bacteria
but I know that out in the world out there, it was kicked and abused.
in cat poop or something or like that makes humans dependent, or it makes humans care from, like those wasps that lay an egg in the host. Strange. I don't know. I find a cat extremely calming. Like if I'm really stressed out or something and I sit there and just sit with eggs on my lap, it'll calm me right down. It's the weirdest thing. Like if I get pissed off and I go through the shop and then I'll walk by and I'll see eggs and it's like, oh, hey, what's up, eggs? It's weird. It just like extremely calming. Dogs don't do that to me. Dogs kind of have the opposite. I don't dislike them, but they're kind of dumb, and I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate their attitudes. Dogs are just kind of like, you walk by and go, hey, what's up, dog? And they're like,
I don't know, maybe I'll get one. The problem with it is that at this point now, and it's only going to get worse as Star Wars fails worse, channels like mine are going to come under scrutiny. We're going to be targeted for abuse and harassment, and all the while we're going to be called abusers and harassers.
Now this sculpture is not going to go too much past this. This is going to be pick the pose, make sure I've got enough material on, and then this will be cast in wax. Because building all this up in wax would take much longer than with clay.
Yeah, definitely, and you should. That is the best way, actually, the best entry point into Green Lantern.
Unless I could find some CX5. I guess I could
It's wonderful. It really is really good.
Go that route.
Brando, thanks for $5. If they cancel Ryan Johnson's trilogy,
rather than mixing up wax. I guess I should probably order the ingredients to make a batch
I don't know if he's entitled to a kill fee. Edward Coleman, thanks for $1.99. Green Lantern Rebirth is amazing. Thank you so much. The Buzz General, $2. Did you see Suicide Squad? Hated it, almost walked out. They sent me a free copy of it, and I never watched it, and I gave it away. DC is like that. They'll send you free copies of things. I appreciate it. I just didn't want to watch it. Nicholas Glenn, thank you for $9.99. Is the hardcover on Geeks and Gamers, or the High Council at HC? Is the High Council on Geeks and Gamers this week? Yes. I suggested to Jeremy that he give away the Last Straw t-shirts for donations. That way, you get around all the legal stuff. John Canfield blocked my super chats mentioning you or Geeks and Gamers. John Campion's a clown. Don't just leave him alone. Like, I would suggest people just let his channel die because that is what's happening to it. Just walk away from him. Come over to us. We don't want to harass people that disagree with us. We don't want to argue with them. We're just. Somebody said to me, they said, you overstate your own importance in this. I'm like, no, I don't. You do. We're just meeting here. Like, this is just me and 1,359 of my closest friends talking about Star Wars and how it sucks. If that bothers you so badly that you have to go and hire Colbert to run us down, that means that you think we're a lot more important. No, we didn't say that we were important to this. This is just us chatting. Leave us alone. If you don't like it, get the fuck out of here. So John Campia is the same way. Don't go bother them. Don't go bother Hello Greedo or Star Wars Theory or any of these other guys. We don't care what they have to say. We know what they have to say. Just hang out with us here. High Council will be on Geeks and Gamers. We make so much money in super chats for High Council that we just decided we would kind of split it up. Everybody's really nice to us during the High Council meetings. So it's like rather than just split up each week, it's like, okay, you can run it and keep all the super chat money this week, and then I'll do it the next week. And since Jeremy is new, this is his third weekend, and he's officially going to stay, he gets to do it this week. So tip him well, please. Joseph Citadina, thanks for $10. Rose and Holdo makes a lot of sense if you assume she, Rose, is a First Order spy and or dark side Force user. I mean, killing Luke Skywalker seems like a pretty epic Sith accomplishment. You know, that would be. I would respect JJ if he actually did that. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think when we see Rose Tico, she is going to have a complete makeover. I think JJ is going to beautify Rose Tico so that we all go, ooh. And that would be symbolic of JJ cleaning up for Ryan Johnson's messes as well. Is Star Wars Theory an SJW? I don't know. I just assume Star Wars Theory is one of the Disney Star Wars channels. Is it? Is it not? I don't listen. Somebody just mentioned that to me. I know Hello Burrito is. Those channels they're not doing well. They're just not doing well. People don't want to hear it right now. And that's why we're getting bigger and they're not. Let's see. Joseph Citadino, thanks for $5. We should start a petition for Disney to make a Dark Tico Sith Rose movie with Kelly Marie Tran reprising her role. Would be gratifying for her. That'd be cool. I would like to see Rose Tico evil. You know what I mean? I think that'd be pretty badass. Mark Giarusso, thanks for $1.99. Listen, here's the truth of the matter. There is no character. There is no such thing as a bad character. There are bad creators. There are bad creative people. Rose Tico, there's no reason why Rose Tico, Resistance Mechanic, can't be a great character that's really, really cool. There's no reason why J.J. Abrams can't take Rose Tico, give her a bigger part in episode 9, and really make her almost like a Cinderella kind of story where it's like, hey, she was just a mechanic before, but she's risen to power now. She's someone important because she had this potential all along. That makes sense. You just have to be smart. You have to be creative. You have to be good, and you have to not think so much about your politics. Just think about good storytelling. Mark Giarusso, thanks for $1.99. What do you think of Jason Momoa as Aquaman? I think he doesn't look like Aquaman. What I think of him is that the ladies love him. So Jason Momoa, seriously, the ladies love him, and I'm talking about middle-aged women love Jason Momoa. So when they told me Jason Momoa was Aquaman, what I told them was, and they said, oh, he's going to be like Lobo. I'm like, you mean you're going to make him an asshole? Like, no. Jason Momoa, I said, do Aquaman like Splash in reverse. Make Jason Momoa a woman's fantasy, which is that he's kind of like super strong, super powerful, fish out of water story. He's protective of a woman. He's protective of the city, whatever he is. But I mean, one woman is teaching him the ways of the world. He's a fish out of water. He's Tarzan. Women would flip out over that. Seriously, I mean, they would absolutely love Jason Momoa as Daryl Hannah's part in Splash. They'd love it. So that would be a good way to make, Fabio as Aquaman. Exactly. Because we don't like him. To be honest with you, men don't really like Aquaman. So make him a woman's fantasy. Do a kind of Twilight style, sexy kind of, romance novel version of Aquaman, and boom, billions of dollars. I'm right, Viv. I mean, you can't argue with that. That is correct. Jaegerbomb, thanks for $5. I think Admiral Holdo is.
She'll show up back somewhere. She could end up on CMT, something like that, and like wherever she goes,
she's not good. I mean,
she's gonna blow up.
Yeah, she's worse than Jar Jar. Yeah. Also, do you think there's?
She'll end up somewhere.
Yeah, of course I did. There's always.
When you have an audience of 18 million people waiting for a show, it's gonna get made.
And by the way, you can tell that JJ doesn't like Ryan Johnson's movie. We've just had clues about that through all the articles that I've done here, all the videos that I've made that kind of represent the articles about, in particular, the one where, what's his name, from Shaun of the Dead. Oh, shoot. I always forget names when I need to. Well, that guy basically is friends with J.J. Abrams, and he said that J.J. hated the fact that, Ryan Johnson took away Simon Pegg. Thank you. Simon Pegg said that Ryan Johnson, or that J.J. Abrams did not like that Ryan Johnson changed the plans for, race parentage. And so obviously that means that these guys have had discussions. You can tell the kind of behind the scenes. You can surmise that JJ has grumbled about Ryan Johnson's movie, and JJ is going to go in there and he's going to fix it. And he'll just say, oh, Kylo Ren was lying, and he'll make sense of it. My feeling is that you can't do worse than Episode 8. So Episode 9 is going to be better. It's got to be a better movie. Is it going to make money? Yeah, it's gonna make money. I think it'll take a nosedive. It'll dip down from Episode 8.
All right, I'll be right back.
Good night. Thanks for joining me. A conscious soldier, thank you for make this alerting us before you go on another channel. Oh, you mean when I visit? When I go on someone else's channel? Well, okay. So every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time is High Council. So you can count on that. Every Tuesday at 9 o'clock, High Council. It's just a question of whose channel is going to be hosting it. You can find that out on Twitter. It's either going to be me, World Class Bullshitters, or it's going to be Geeks and Gamers. And this Tuesday is going to be Geeks and Gamers. The following week it'll be right here on Common Lotus Pros and Crits. Triton1, thanks for $5. Don't think Star Wars Theory is SJW. He made a mini fanfic for how The Last Jedi should have gone. Oh, good. And Jeremy is willing to be on his Vader film. He's up in this. Oh, good. Oh, that's good to know. It's good that I know he's a great big channel, so that's exciting to know. But my point isn't to point out who's SJW. My point is just simply we don't want to, as a community, go and bother people that disagree with us unless they come to us first. Like, we don't want to seek out John Campea and say, John Campea, you're a dummy. We'll criticize what his videos here because that's part of what we do. John Campea says something particularly dumb. I will make a video about it. You can criticize his videos here. If he wants us to come over there, I'll come over there and argue with him. For the most part, people want to be left alone. We don't want to be guilty of harassing, the people who we disagree with. We just want to criticize them. Are you still receiving Loot Crates, Uncle EBS? I think I successfully canceled it. They charged my credit card for $400, and I threw a fit because I didn't think they were going to charge it until November. I called up. They charged PayPal. That's what it was. It wasn't even my credit card. I had an arrangement with them through PayPal, so it wasn't my credit card. They could easily just pull out $400 from my PayPal. So I disputed it with PayPal. They said, I'm sorry, but you did sign this legally, blah, blah, blah. And I said to them, no, $400, Nerfplax. I didn't know it was that much. So I said, I wrote to, they said, here, you can write to them and dispute it. And I actually checked this out. I wrote to them and I said, maybe you've heard of my channel. It's called Comic Artist Pro Secrets. How would you like another 12 episodes of me throwing your loot crates out and them getting like 80,000 views? And they immediately canceled my subscription, returned my money. So that was successful. I have not gotten another loot crate, and I don't think I'm going to. I don't think I'm going to. But yeah, that was amazing. They told me that they told PayPal no, and then I got on with them and said I'll be happy to destroy your company for another year because I will make more than $400 in ad revenue for trashing your company. So no more loot crate. I don't think I might. Like I was thinking, I might just happen to get one more.
I gotta run to the store tomorrow. I think I'll grab some candies for them.
But I think it's been more than a month, and I haven't gotten one. So I think I'm done. Yeah, I don't want to trash them. I think they're phony. I think their whole thing about like signing people on for automatic renewals at $400 a year, and then they give you no warning. This is the key thing about it. They don't say, hey, in 2 weeks. They don't send you an email that says, hey, in 2 weeks we're going to charge your card for another year. So if you want to, if you're interested, don't do anything. But if you want to cancel, now's the time. They don't do that. Okay, that's the scam. They just hit you with the charge all of a sudden and then say, well, you signed the contract. So nobody should ever sign up for Loot Crate. It is, I think that's a dishonest scam. I really do think that they could fix their company by simply doing that one thing that I mentioned. Like most people do. And I have a few subscription services. You do get hit with an email that says, we're going to charge your card again in 2 weeks. We're going to charge your card on this date.
Those crate things are scams.
Yeah, it was $400, guys. And I thought it was only like $200. $400 is no.
Compared to what they put in those things, all of them.
Even though I left them, they get the most hate from any of my videos. They get the most hate. People are like, don't you know you can just cancel your credit card? It's like, do you know how many things are coming off my credit card, dummy? I'm an adult. Like, there are a million things that are coming off of my credit card all the time. You mean I have to cancel my credit card just to get Loot Crate to stop stealing from me? And then I've got to get a new credit card and then just rehook everything up again? How about if Loot Crate just goes away? Like, just cancel your card. Just call them. Guys, it's not that easy. It is a scam. It is a scam. And you have to fight them. Loot Crate would do better, and I think they should know. If anyone from Loot Crate is listening to this at any point in time, you need to fix your service. You need to offer people an advance warning before you charge their cards in the form of an email, and give them a chance to opt out because $400 a year is too much. It's too much. Dummy, I'm an adult. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't want to cancel my credit card. And by the way, and then it wasn't even my credit card, it was PayPal. So, it's like, hey, cancel my PayPal account and start a new one just so they can stop stealing from me. It doesn't seem to make sense. But yeah, it was garbage. I hated it. If I do get another Loot Crate, I will destroy it in the video because I do. I don't know. I think they're funny. It's like people go, oh, I told you it was garbage. You're like, you're dumb for subscribing. I subscribed to Loot Crate for my stepdaughter. I thought she might enjoy getting a box of fun stuff every month and have something to look forward to. She got 2 of them, opened them, and said, this is garbage. I don't want any of this. And then I was stuck with like another year, and then they charged me for another year, and the 3rd year wasn't going to happen. William C says, I saw a Fandom Menace shirt.
Have you ever seen Red Letter Media when they do their commercial for Nerd Crate?
Yeah, everyone likes the Fandom Menace shirt. I didn't think there was.
Yeah, if you're a kid and you're just getting that stuff because your parents bought it, that's awesome. But if you're paying for it, you're going, man, I could go and pick up all of this stuff.
I sold baseball caps to my fans.
For about $10.
That's awesome. That's a great way to look at it. It's true. I mean, merch
it's a pretty good little racket.
And my shirts are good. It's not like these are cheap shirts that you get in the parking lot after a concert. I mean, these are like good quality t-shirts. They look nice. and everybody likes him. So yeah. Phantom Menace hats. We're gonna work on this. I would like to be a hat merchant. A Phantom Menace ball cap. Well, I asked him. I'll remind him. About that because yeah. He said that he needs to hire an embroiderer for the hats, and I would like to wear a Phantom Menace hat.
Yeah, I like that one. When they're all decked out in their Star Wars gear.
Or I would like to actually have a jacket that says the Phantom Menace to wear the Star Wars Celebration. Can you imagine a whole
the over-the-top reaction trailers?
Phantom Menace t-shirts?
Yes. It's gonna be great. I still watch those Plinkett reviews every now and then for background noise. They're hilarious.
It doesn't even, time just kind of goes by. Okay, hold on. Paul Bevins, thank you for $1. Paul Bevins, thank you for $5. Weird, wouldn't let me send $5. That is weird. Thank you, though. Thank you for $6. Jordan Randall McKendrick, thanks for $5. See, you want to hope that episode 9 can be better because episode 8 was rock bottom. I think we'll do better, but not with the folks up top. Something's going to give. Well, something is going to give. And if it doesn't, I mean,
I was really hoping there would be some Plinkett reviews for the new ones, but they might just be kind of staying out of that for now.
Yes, I think the campaign goes until the 29th, so you have plenty of time.
These latest movies are perfect for Plinkett reviews.
Cool. It did excellent. We sold about like 5 more books, so thank you very much. My girlfriend saw my Phantom Menace. Jesus says,
I know this thing has some really lot of muscle, like exaggerated muscle going on in the back.
Yeah, I'll ask. We're selling enough shirts now that we can actually do options like that. I mean that's.
Well, I think the problem with Plinkett reviews for the new ones is that Disney's aggressive the way they go after people.
I'm proud of all of them. Swillo is a great shirt. Eco's a great shirt. Go Get Your Daddy's Belt is a great shirt. I hope some people get that for Father's Day. I'm going to wear it for Father's Day. And the Phantom Menace is awesome. Cyberfrog shirt, we actually have different colors. We got white, we got navy blue, we got black. So that's a big deal. I'm going to get one of these.
If they're trying to play clips and things like that, they're just great. Disney will go at them.
What the next shirt's going to be. People want This Better Not Be Porn t-shirt. I mean, that is one of the things that I say on the channel a lot. I just don't know. What do you think of This Better Not Be Porn? And then we got to find some kind of visual for that.
Well, they didn't really do one for The Force Awakens or Rogue One.
Or just like the logo, the laughing man logo, and then just says This Better Not Be Porn. People want Roundhead Ryan shirts. I'm hesitant about that now because let's see, somebody made a Chuck Wendig t-shirt and Chuck Wendig lost his mind. Chuck Wendig is he's an unstable man. I will say that. I've witnessed his instability on Twitter. The t-shirt, it said proudly blocked by Chuck Wendig. Now that's a shirt that very few people would get. Like that's a shirt that very few people would get the reference. I mean, proudly blocked by Chuck Wendig. Who's Chuck Wendig? I didn't even know who Chuck Wendig was until he freaked out about my t-shirt, my Swillo t-shirt. But yeah, like he said, I'm gonna sue you. And I don't know if he can sue or not. I guess he can.
No, he can't.
Like I wouldn't sue if somebody made a t-shirt with my name on it that just said, Ethan Van Sciver blocked me, which is a pretty innocuous thing to say. I don't think I would sue. I'd be like, yeah, well, I'm a public figure, and trolls are gonna troll. But he threatened to sue, and I just find that weird. So I wouldn't do it. I probably wouldn't make a Roundhead Ryan Johnson shirt. If he is litigious, I'm sure he has a lot more money than I do. So he could probably rock my day in court. I'll walk carefully around him. That set a really bad precedent. Chuck Wendig threatening to sue that guy. I mean, more cats here.
Yeah, but it's not like the other ones. It's not in depth like the other ones.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I have the Forces Mail design.
I think they took a lot of criticism from fans too for
I've been looking at it. What I
kind of phoning it in on that one.
I like it. I'm going to turn it into a shirt. I will send them a little money. I'm just looking at that one and going, is that what I want to say? Is that what I want to do? Like, it makes me laugh when I see it, but I don't know if it's the right shirt. I don't know if it is. Also, the flop is female. Another shirt that everybody wants. Do I want to say that? I don't. I want to say that. These are shirts that I might give over to World Class Bullshitters. World Class Bullshitters went ahead and made the Dong Lover T-shirt. I was like, that's not us either. We don't, even though Dong Lover is our thing, we don't want to make a T-shirt of that. He doesn't care. He's making the T-shirt, so maybe I'll let him do it. Shannon McDaniel, thanks for $2. How about some baby tees? That's my tramp stamp. Okay. RJ, thanks for $5. Upgraded my Cyberfrog package. Out of curiosity, is Cyberfrog a certain breed of frog? Yeah, I guess he's a tree frog. Originally, he was going to be a bullfrog. But no, I think he's just a tree frog. He's a green tree frog. A common type. I have one. I have a pet tree frog. Paul Bevan, $65. I'd buy both the Phantom Menace hat and jacket. Just bought the shirt this afternoon. Oh, cool, Paul. Yeah, I think a jacket looks nice. Black leather or like black denim. I have a black denim jacket from. I can't remember. It's anyway. I have a really nice black denim jacket, and I can picture it with the Phantom Menace stitched on the back. One is not prime. $2. Make a social justice warrant.
One of my favorite things about Red Letter Media is best of the worst because I can find new bad movies.
Yeah, maybe. I like Soy Wars. You can't do anything Star Wars.
That Sasquatch movie I found from them.
And you had Star Wars logo breaking up, and I said, Jeremy, they're going to sue you. You're not going to be able to make that shirt. Everything is Soy Wars. Just call it Soy Wars. You'll get away with it. It's just Soy Wars has got to be our thing. It's just soy. And then you can say whatever you want. You can use the logo in any way you want. It's parody. It's clearly parody. Forces Mail T-shirts. Yeah. Denim jackets are trashy. I don't know. Blue ones. I don't know. I like my black one. I do like it. I think it looks good. But I don't know what kind of jacket What kind of jacket would I put the Phantom Menace on? What kind of jacket? Penetrates. Yeah, I don't know. I like my black denim jacket. Jesus, thanks for $2. Gotta do Soy Wars Chapter 11. Chapter 11 might be good. My pet tree frog is upstairs. Can't see him today, but maybe one day I'll show you him. His name is Kermit. He's named after Professor Peterson. A crew jacket or a windbreaker breaker. A zip hoodie. A zip hoodie is a good idea. And those could probably be cheap enough to mass produce. My frog is not dead. He's very healthy. He's fat and healthy up there. We feed him big.
Now you might be thinking this is a good movie. Now I'm going to tell you why you're an idiot. Yeah, those are great. They really are good.
All right. Play us a song. Is it time to end? We play a song on the way out. Whenever I get on the piano, people leave. That is, it's a great thing. It's like, what? Look, I just said let's get on the piano, and we dropped down to $12.99. We're at $3.45. 46 people. 46 people left. 46 people left. Okay, it's time to play the piano. Wow, 7 more people just left. I think I'm going to play the piano now. Let's go over to the piano. What's that number drop again? Acosta Soldier, thanks for $2 Australian. Do you know how? Do you know female frogs are nearly twice as big? Yeah, they are.
Star Wars: The Attack of the Clones is the most disappointing thing since my son.
It's not going to drop again. We're at $12.93. Maybe if I actually go over there and play piano, it will drop. Matt Spillard, thank you for $2. Hoodies would be great to add to your designs too. I agree.
There's a guy that does like a Plinkett Plinkett review of Plinkett reviews. It's like a really bad impression of Plinkett talking about Plinkett.
Jesus says Sabalos. I never know how to pronounce your name, Jesus. $2, thank you. The last piece of George. Andrew goes, "Are you gonna sing that song every day?" I'm like, Mr. Rogers sang "It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood" every day. You know what I mean? Like, of course, I sing the same songs every single day. That's what we do. And she's like, "Oh my god." If Mr. Rogers sings "It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood" every day, I sing the last piece of George. All right. We'll do it. Let's go. And let's see. So we've done to 12:59.
William Shakesman.
By the way, where are my Homer slippers? They're not. Are Homer Simpson slippers soy? Or no? It's dropping fast.
Maybe a little something you might have heard of it called World War I. Oh, it's piano time. I guess we're not going to get drawing.
Yeah, it's in stage 2. Oh my god, the battery's still down. Okay, so we gotta do this quick. I've only got 20% battery left. You and I thought we'd fly to Rio for dinner.
Song time.
Must have been high, but you and me and another 3.
Protagonist.
George, Mike, and Emily. Now there's nothing to eat except for the meat.
That would be good background noise, and I bet you I could email him and say, "Hey, do you care?" He'd probably say no.
You were so right the other night when we disagreed. If there'd still be room for Dwight, now go make amends when our dinner date ends. But I've gotta say, you've got great tasting friends, and I saved the last piece of George for you. He's kosher if you are a Jew. I saved the last of George for you. And I saved the last piece of George for you. I gorged on the other 2. I saved the last of George for you. One more song up. My throat is dead. And of course, we gotta do the one. When you are asleep, that's when I creep and I drink all the butter in your fridge. When you are not awake, I unwrap your leg and I lick all the butter in your fridge. In your butter in your fridge. So have some parquet, it contains my DNA. When I lick all the butter in your fridge, and have a pat of poop on it, cause I practically spat upon it when I licked all the butter in your fridge. Yeah, people are like, you only play the piano on this? Well, I mean, it does have a lot of other, it does kind of have a lot of other noises, but yeah, mostly that's what I do. It's just got great piano noises. Alright, very good. I can't play this song because Andrew's like, hey, everyone's just like mouse. Love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. This was a pretty productive chat. A lot of fun. And I think it's one of the rare live chats that is worth watching again because bored out about stupid. These movies are not coming out in 2 years. Ryan Johnson's movies are not coming out in 2 years. Knock it off. Alright, guys. Love you very much. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Oh, Jesus, thank you for $20. This is just so you can check out the idea I sent you on Twitter via emails. Oh, all right. Well, I'll look at that right away. Thank you for that. Very generous super chat. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with them, with what they do. And really, you know, if you look at it, they've been around for a long time doing videos. You watch some of those early ones, and they were young. Time marches on. We're all getting older and crustier. There wasn't anybody doing stuff like that when they started. I've always meant to order that movie they have about the fruit. It has like oranges and bananas going to war, and I've always meant to order that movie and watch it. I did a digital download, I think, of one of them. What was that? Was it called Feeding Frenzy? It had that red-haired girl who's a comedian up there, and it was fairly entertaining. Well, I mean, well made. So I'd like to see Space Cop. I just like those kind of movies. Yeah, the bald dude. I don't mind Rich, though, because Rich is just rich. Some of those other guys are kind of annoying. So one guy, Frank, or something like that. Yeah, I always hate it when there's a new episode and I go there and it's like Jay and all the other guys and not Mike. I guess they switch off. But I only really want to watch it when Mike and Jay are on there. I'm a purist. Suburban Sasquatch. That's the name of that movie. We did a Viduka on that. It's such a bad movie. It's so funny though. Especially if, you know, if the guy was playing it completely straight and really thought he was doing a great movie. Yeah, I like Rich too. As long as he's not laughing too much. There's like this in Suburban Sasquatch, there's scenes where the Sasquatch attacks someone and then the camera pans up. And then you see bones like flying up in the air, like the Sasquatch is supposed to be ripping apart these people. But they're just these big plastic Halloween prop bones. They're perfectly clean. There's no blood or anything on them. It's just a big plastic bone, and you see them flying up in the air. Oh, it's so bad. It's ridiculous. Supposedly, there's like a director commentary for that. I would love to see it. Just to see if this guy really thinks he created some great movie. And probably he does. It would not surprise me. Now I need to print out some reference. And actually a bunch of it. Get it all taped up on the wall. See if I can find mostly new drawings. But as far as for what we did today, I'm happy to have it mostly masked out. And I'm going to go get some things ordered for tomorrow. 23. Oh, yeah, attack. Yeah. And I tell you what, I'm better. Scale modeling is my forte. And I'm going to be doing a little bit of it on this next project we're doing, because I've got to make mechanical spider legs. So, but yeah, I was a professional model builder. That was my first real job in this type of stuff, was as a model builder. I've built hundreds and hundreds of models. Completely from scratch. Sheets of plastic. Let me show you something. Hey, I was looking for those the other day. I've got racks and racks of evergreen styrene. Little strips and squares and tubes. Got bins and bins full of it. Sheets out in the shop. I've got sheets of styrene, 4x8 sheets, and there'll be all kinds of stuff going on. Where do I put that? This was a project I started quite a while back. Now, if I think about the timeline, at least like 6 years, maybe longer. But I started on a 148, or I'm sorry, 124 kit of the Arc 170 from Revenge of the Sith. I'd started making all the different parts and vacuform plugs. All of it was vacuformed. This was the engine series. For all the wings and everything. And I got a cease and desist from Disney on it. So, well, and it was my fault because someone said, "Hey, are you going to make molds of that?" And I said, "Yeah, I guess I could." And kit it out and make molds. And I got a cease and desist letter from Disney within like 2 days. So I just kind of put it back in here, and all the parts I've got, Millennium Falcon parts, vacuform plugs, and engine bells. Yeah, I used to do nothing but scale models. And lately, I've just had much more sculpture. I also have a new X-Wing 124th somewhere around here in one of these bins, but I vacuformed the main shells and I did all the plugs for the fuselage and the engines. They're around here somewhere. That's a big box. It was going to be a big model. Well, it's their property, like it or not. Lucasfilm was a little bit better about it when they were still in control completely. They went after a few companies like Anagram for their big Star Destroyers and stuff like that. But for little guys, they didn't really mess around with us too much. Now Disney, on the other hand, they'll shut us down in a second. So they think that downloading images off the internet and doing artwork with them is theft. Now, legally it's not, but Disney considers it copyright infringement. That's how tight they are on everything. So because of other interests I had going, as soon as I got that letter, I had to stop on that. I didn't have to stop finishing it, but I kind of lost my mojo on it and just packed it up. I'll probably finish it some way. Most of the work was done. I needed to make a couple of molds for the engines and duplicate them. Now, the Japanese, they get much better products over there than we do here. I wonder if I've got any of those test shot kits. This is something I've never understood. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. These are 2 model kits. And this has been the case for years. This is a Japanese company, Bandai. Now, before Bandai got the Star Wars license, a Japanese company called Fine Molds had it. And the model kits that they make are just absolutely unreal. State-of-the-art mold making technology, perfect injection moldings, highly detailed, and pretty much right on with the filming models, because they would go and measure everything, and in some cases 3D scan, but just really beautiful parts. So this is Bandai. Wonderful. They're the company that used to make Gundams. I think that's how they really got big. Now here's what we get. Now Revell is they're a decent company. Revell Germany does stuff that's just as nice as that. This is not Revell Germany. And this is the kind of cartoon nonsense that they pump out. Where it's thick and it's bulky and it's snapped together. Their idea is that we just need something that's a toy. And it's junk. And some of these Bandai kits, I think they've loosened up in the last year or so. But for a while there, these weren't even available in the United States. You had to order them from Japan. So paying a premium on this nonsense. Yeah, look at in this. $40 this kit was for basically a thick plastic clunky toy. I've waited until it was on markdown because nobody wants any of this stuff. I mean, all those videos that you see about yeah, it's a snap together. I don't know how many pieces it is, but those videos that you see about Star Wars toys rotting on the shelves here in the United States is absolutely nobody wants them. But this Bandai stuff, they're just selling. People in the United States are ordering it from people in Japan on eBay. I've never understood why they did that. The fine molds kits were beautiful. All these little 1/144th scale model kits that are so super detailed. And we can't get them here. Well, obviously we can get them here, but you have to jump through hoops and pay a premium. And they have a whole series of all of these. And it pissed off a lot, especially, there's a fairly decent model building community in the United States, and people would have bought everything that they released. And I'm not slagging Revell, because Revell Germany does state-of-the-art model kits. It's this Revell USA that they're making model kits for preschoolers. Before that, who had them before that? Well, I know MPC, then AMT Ertl. AMT had them for a long time. And they did some okay stuff, but none of it ever compared to what the Japanese kits were doing. Now there are even some Chinese. I think Dragon, which is Chinese, they got some Star Wars licenses, and their mold making technology is unreal. They use slide molding to make these beautiful parts. I have a few of the original fine molds kits that I never opened the bags on. I think they had some accuracy issues as far as dimensions, but the manufacturing was top notch, and especially at the time, state of the art. But these things are going for a pretty decent penny on eBay right now because they've been out of production for a while. Fine Molds doesn't have the license for Star Wars anymore. So these just stay on the shelves. I've got a lot of them. Someday they'll be worth like $300 or $400 and I'll eBay them. All right. So I've got to go find the newest, most updated artwork I can and print out a bunch. You know, Disney is going to come around. They're going to have to because they have too much money invested in that, way beyond their original purchase of the property. You know, they spent millions and millions of dollars building things at the theme parks and, you know, all these different licenses that they have going out there. They're going to have to get it under control eventually, and they will. Yeah, they still have a board of directors and shareholders to answer to, and their shareholders are not going to put up with $900 million investments in movies that don't make their filming budget back. Now, I don't know about that $900. I think that includes a whole lot of promotional and things beyond the filming budget. But the filming budget I had heard was $500 to $600 million. Between the two, I mean, the movie was basically shot twice. It's just unbelievable that a Star Wars movie would bomb. You got to work really hard to bomb a Star Wars movie. Yeah, the Chinese market is dead to Star Wars right now. They ruined it. And I think Kathleen Kennedy did that on purpose, specifically to anger the Chinese. Kind of like a poke in the eye. And now they're paying for it. Now, Kathleen Kennedy has been fired. I can tell you that. She's gone. She's out of there. So now that leaves a couple of options. You could get someone in there who is great, or you could get someone in there who's worse. A couple of the names I've seen floated, it's there's one in particular that could be worse. If the option is given for free control, like, all right, go in there, give it a shot. We'll back you up, see what you can do. If that's the case, it's going to get worse. But I kind of have my suspicions that this time around, it's not going to be so freewheeling. And this fall is going to be interesting. I tell you, I'm not ready for another election. I'm really not. Midterms, and then there'll be about 6 months break after midterms, and then you're going to start hearing about the presidential race for 2020. So it's just going to be nonstop. Nonstop. I'm going to go cut those spheres too for eyeballs. I've got my work cut out for me this week. Gotta cast some cumias. No, I don't think it's ever going to stop again. I don't think it's ever going to be. It's never going to let it. We're never going to have a normal election in this country again. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be just cringe from here on out. Boy, that measurement lines up, but by my eye, something just doesn't seem right. But it's not that far off. Well, I do have to sit down and start going over every single bit with cat. These are too small. These are a 1/4 inch too small. But I need that to be able to build up around the arm and encompass the arm. That's what I was going to do is see if I have ping pong balls, because they should be. I can cut a hole in a ping pong ball and use it for a mold. It evaporated with the cap on. It didn't have a good seal, unfortunately. You should be able to find terpenoid or white spirits or something in just plastic bottles. Yeah, see, that was a volatile solvent, so especially if it's in a warm environment, it'll bleed off. The solvent will evaporate off. Yeah, I was just looking for this bottle. I was going to show you. So terpenoid, you're going to probably pay a lot for. You get mineral spirits. And these have a nice child-proof cap. I think terpenoid is meant to be like a friendly alternative, maybe less toxic. I don't know. Yeah, I don't want the kitten to open that up. But yeah, if you go to like a Home Depot or something, and you buy it in the can, you'll get it probably cheaper. Because if you go to an art store and buy terpenoid, you're going to pay a premium for it. Just go to Home Depot and go over to the solvents. They'll have turpentine, they'll have mineral spirits, and all different stuff, and you can get a quart of it for $5 or $6. I had a whole gallon of acetone one time just evaporate. I went one day to go and I picked up the can and it was empty. And I took that empty can back to Home Depot to the customer service. And I said, "Hello, ma'am. This is going to seem really weird, but I promise you I'm not trying to scam anything off you or steal anything. But I had this brand new can of acetone and I went to go use some of it and it was completely empty. I don't know if it leaked out of the bottom or if it had a bad cap." And she goes, "No problem. Go grab another can." It's $20 for a gallon of acetone. So I was kind of miffed. But she was just like, "Yeah, go grab one. That's fine. No problem at all." I still don't know what happened to all that acetone. Nobody was in there to use it. I have a feeling that the can had a leak and it just evaporated off. Well, and you can get turpentine at Home Depot too. You don't have to use terpenoid. Like if you want to get turpentine to thin your paints, for actually applying, and then have mineral spirits to clean your brushes, use a cheaper solvent to clean than for thinning. Yeah, that's a lot. I know if you buy terpenoid at like a Hobby Lobby, they're charging you like 3 times. 3 times. Yeah, use cheap solvents to clean your brushes and clean up your mess, and save the good solvents for the paint, for thinning paint. This bottle, I'm trying to think. I think this is Walmart. So they have mineral spirits, and this was like $5 for this bottle. And it's 32 ounces. Well, we made our goal. I wanted to have this thing clayed up. By the end of the day. I think that's a pretty good pose. I'm going to have this hand over here is going to be holding a stinger. A giant wasp stinger. Like a dagger. I don't know. That may be out of character for him. I don't know. But I thought it'd be cool to have a big old wasp stinger. Yeah, I don't think they fight you on returns there. I mean, which if you're an honest guy, that's nice because a lot of times I'll have something, I buy stuff and I may not open a can or get to a new can for a few months, which I think was the case. I think it was about 3 months with that can of acetone. I told her, I said, I'm sorry, I don't even have my receipt. And it's been a long time since I bought this, but I never used it. So that's in those kind of cases, it's nice. I had a router that went bad in like a week. The brushes burned out in it. Now I thought the router just went bad. I have a feeling it was probably brushes, but I just walked in there and they let me go get a new one. No questions. I could have been routing aluminum with it or something and blew it out. Now, I don't do that. I don't take stuff back. If I destroy something, I won't go back and try to pull something on them. I think I told you guys about my early teen shoplifting spree. For some reason, I just went on a bender stealing stuff. Never did that again. I think it was like a combination of hormones and adolescence and just getting having my ass up on my shoulder. That's what I'll blame it on. All right, guys, let's end this one. I think it's almost midnight. It is. It's 5 to midnight. So that was about 9 hours of streams today. Start a new day. Go out in the morning. Grocery store. Get the cats some tendies and me some tendies. I'm in the mood for some like a nice baguette and some tendies. And we'll be back on it tomorrow. This month is going to be stream heavy. My other obligations are incredibly light this month, and I do have one paid commission to work on, and I'll be able to stream that. It's not anything that's under NDA or anything like that. So we are going to be stream heavy. If you like to sit for hours and watch someone slowly do something where it doesn't look like anything's getting done for hours, then this is the place for you. But thanks for hanging out. Have a great night, guys.